Ich hoffe, man hört mich. Vielen Dank für die Einladung, Silencio. Freut mich super, in München zu sein. Ich bin Kai, ich bin der Founder von Combinder. Wie gesagt, wir sind the first prosumer-led connectivity platform for distributed energy resources. It's quite a mouthful, but we do something very simple. We transform everyday electrical devices into active participants in the energy market, allowing anyone to earn income from stabilizing the grid. The future will be electric. AI data warehouses, autonomous vehicles, humanoid robots. The most exciting products of the future will be electric, and they have one thing in common. They will consume gigantic amounts of electricity. Imagine what you could do if you had a source of unlimited electricity that fits in your pocket. This would turn you into a true superhero. And as it turns out, this source actually exists. It's an extraterrestrial nuclear fusion reactor that beams enough energy to the Earth in 2 hours that allows us to run the whole global economy for an entire year. We just have to catch it. Turns out catching the sun is not as simple. The decisive factor in this equation is our electricity grid. And it's unfortunately built like a house of cards. 2 large solar power plants going down is enough to bring down the whole system. And we just saw that with a massive blackout this year in Portugal, France, and Spain that led to 8 deaths and economic loss of more than 4 billion euros. But it doesn't have to be this way. The electrical devices in our homes and businesses can help stabilizing the grid and earn us money. Your tumble dryer, your freezer, your vacuum robot can help shifting their consumption slightly back and forth, and that turns them into distributed energy resources, or in short, DERs. DERs are magic because they can transform consumers from users of very passively from electricity that pay a lot of very high prices for electricity into prosumers that actively create value to the grid and get paid for it. But here's the catch. Over 90% of all DERs worldwide are completely invisible for the energy grid. Energy companies, grid operators, and especially AI agents as the main actors in the future energy grid can't see them and therefore can't use them. Because the data sharing infrastructure is missing and the DER owners are not incentivized sufficiently. A market larger than $1 billion is in dire need of new supply, but DERs are closed out. That's why we built Combinder. We are doing for the energy grid what Google did in the 90s for the internet. But instead of indexing websites, our users are indexing their energy resources to make them discoverable and accessible for commercial energy operations. In return, they receive the revenues from energy markets that are connected to Combinder, and in addition, digital shares in the network itself as a powerful additional incentive to participate. The result is a global energy pool owned by the people. And it offers tremendous value for all different stakeholders. Hardware manufacturers want to work with us because we offer to them a completely new customer segment and reduce customer acquisition costs. Energy companies, on the other side, benefit greatly from the Combinder API because we give them access with just one API to a great variety of device types and device brands. And of course, access to the DER owner community. This allows them to create very innovative new products in the fast-growing sectors of energy communities, I heard also now in Germany, virtual power plants, and demand response. You can join Combinder today. Just visit beta.combinder.io and you can connect your devices. And you don't need special hardware for it. You just need a simple mobile app and you can connect your existing devices. The first hardware partner we have is Shelly. We integrated into the leading manufacturer of energy monitoring and home automation systems. And these guys already sold 10 million of those smart plugs that you see that can also measure energy consumption. Those are 10 million devices that can become connected to Combinder today. To achieve this, we radically reduced onboarding friction, because that's what's missing in most products out there. To become a user of Combinder is very simple. You can connect your existing devices for free, whereas our competitors require you to purchase expensive proprietary hardware. So how does this make us an energy superhero? Is it even possible to develop a nuclear fusion reactor that fits in your pocket? Of course not. But it is possible to develop an app that sits on the mobile phone in your pocket that makes you feel as if you would have unlimited energy. And that's what we're doing with Combinder. We created a blueprint to allow anyone to create a universal energy income in the future. And we already made big strides to get there. Turning electricity into the exciting products many of us here don't think is even possible. Let me show you some examples of our progress. We started with something very simple but very helpful. We offered a simple dashboard to our users to have them see their energy insights of all their devices in the home in one screen, versus 5 apps that they have to use today. Now they see everything in one. Also, we help people to gain access to smart home appliances at a much, much cheaper rate with the use of crowdsourcing campaigns. Here you see the example of the last one. We just finalized with Shelly. Within 2 weeks, our users ordered 540 Shelly devices, energy monitoring devices, and connected 400 of them directly to the network. Together with our very, very popular Quest section of the app that incentivizes user and rewards user with bonus points for training their energy skills, these early features helped us to already gather 10,000 users within 5 months and 12 B2B partners. But we're just getting started. By 2030, the 3 largest DER categories alone will account for 1 billion devices worldwide. By the end of this year, we will connect 20,000 devices to Combinder. In the midterm, our target is to capture 10% market share. Combinder generates revenue by capturing API fees from data consumers and sales margins from the hardware developers. When we keep up the progress like this, this will turn us into the largest and most valuable energy network on the planet. At the center of the network is the UNEI Token. UNEI stands for Universal Energy Income. And the purpose of the UNEI Token is to align the incentives across all stakeholders of the network to look in the same direction. Grow decentralized energy pools. UNEI acts as an access ticket to all distributed energy resources in the network. So if you connect the device, you get rewarded. And for every revenue we generate, every dollar revenue, we take a share of this to buy back UNEI tokens and burn them. So the token can generate massive value. And the value is indeed huge. Because we have 2.5 billion households on the planet. And every household has at least one distributed energy resource. And if it's just a mobile phone charger. Now you can imagine what can be developed in terms of value behind this network. Our team is deeply rooted in decentralized energy. We've been working in the trenches with energy communities in Austria, in the Netherlands, and in Italy. We've really seen what works and what not. That's why we decided to go software first and avoid the hardware pitfalls many of our competitors are just finding out now. I want to close by telling what I think is still true, that every one of us, we think energy completely wrong. Energy is not about your monthly bills. Energy is about freedom. And it's about the question if we own our future or we just lease it from someone else, especially far to the east. So energy has the power to transform consumers to superheroes. Pardon me, prosumers. And yeah, if you want to upgrade your energy game, just register at beta.combinder.io. And we also just raised a seed round, so if you want to invest in us, get in touch after the talk. Thanks a lot.